Welcome back to Ego, the skill provider. Yesterday, we discussed something how exactly we can overcome something called phobia. So, what is phobia? It is the fear of speaking a foreign language just like English. You guys are completely skittish about English, nervous. Everybody, whenever, because I've already spoken to most of the people, you have a single problem. You are a little bit nervous. And in vocabulary terms, in English, we call it phobia. It's a kind of phobia. I believe yesterday we are discussing some things. We are discussing something called phobia, right? So phobia is something quite interesting. And, you can also overcome that. I have given a lot of things like no. So out of the various factors, various factors I have informed you, there is one factor that you are supposed to learn some expression. যদি আপনি expression learn କରୁଛନ୍ତି, then it is easy for you. You can speak English fluently. That's the right things actually. For a beginners like you are supposed to know a lot of expression. And believe me, expression is going to put you in a different orbit. And whenever you are trying to struggling to find out words, whenever you're struggling to get words or you are not getting right kind of words at the right time, I'm sure you can easily speak English using some expressions. So today we are going to give you some expression absolutely helpful for you to speak English. I think some of the expressions have been discussed with all the veterans, like Ashok sir, Muktikan sir is there. They have been attending class for quite some time. But still, I know that you guys are not using it very frequently. So that's why it is my sincere effort that I want to give you that particular expression once more. In the initial stage of our discussion, I have given you some 30 expression. So out of that expression, I am going to give you 10 expression, very common expression. जो common expression को अपन आराम से व्यवहार करें, we are going to use it in a different situation. And believe me, once you are stepping out of home, you are going to office, then these are the things you are supposed to use. Very interesting. I think you know that, but still it is my duty to explain it once more. Okay. So here is something called, this is something called, 1 minute. This is the some things I have given you. This is, that this is the basics. This is the fundamental things. You are supposed to keep everything in your mind. Yeah, actually, I mean, ego re join kurchanti, you are going to give you 4 kind of things. Error for English, then confidence, fluency, and something called, there is called natural flavor, spoken English. Though here is something called expression. Okay. So yesterday also, when I discussed some things with you about how exactly you can overcome phobia, fear factor, I've already informed you, you are supposed to focus on expression. So today, hopefully, we are going to give you some expression, and these expressions are very common. You can use it straight away. Okay, I give you a lot of things. Aji jo class in Uchi, you believe, you just think that this is something, coming weeks onward. Like, if you say that on Monday onwards, we are going to speak English. Everybody can speak English. So this is probably, you can say just like, it's just a trial class for the real class that is supposed to begin on Monday itself. So Monday रे ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଗୋଟେ ବଢିଆ topic ରଖିଛି, like you can start speaking from that itself today. ଆଉ ଏଇଭଳିଆ ଆମେ ତ ପଢେଇବା obviously half an hour I'm going to teach you something, and half an hour compulsorily all the 5 days you are going to speak, because I know what is the problems you are facing right now. So ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଯୋଉ expression ଟା ଦରକାର ପଡିବ, let me give you 10 more expression. ଏ expression ଗୁଡାକ କିଛି କିଛି ଆଗରୁ ପଢା ଯାଇଥିଲା, but still most people are not using it. They just remember it, but they're not reusing it. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to give you something called very common expression. So we are going to learn some useful expressions to speak English fluently. These are the some 10 common expressions I'm going to give you today. The first one is it right? Just check it out. Sir, and other things they have gone through, but this is very important. This is a just like revision class for you guys. So keep, I just need your attention in this particular things, and others, it's quite interesting. Itishri ma'am, you are asking what is the meaning of tired of, sir. Now this is something. Okay. Tired of means some things. Let me explain it once more. Tired of is something a completely new word for you. You think. Upon you are using a word, something called BG. Do you know that BG is something very common things and it is doesn't augur well whenever you speak English. Upon the English kuhanti, there are so many ways you can express yourself. The first thing is just say I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And you feel that, this is the right way you can speak English. My dear friends, busy is a very, very common word. And there's no need of using busy. You can use tired of. So let me give you the explanation. Co situation use kore. That's more important than understanding. Look, tied up means busy. But do you know that what is the exact situation? Because our entire thing is something called SBL technique. Already. Okay. Something called SBL. What is SBL? SBL stands for situation based learning. ଆମେ କୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନରେ ଟାଇଡ ଅପ୍ ଟା ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିବି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କାମରେ ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଟେକ୍ ଦ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଅଫ ଅଶୋକ ସାର୍ ଇଜ ସପୋଜ ୱାର୍କିଂ ଆଜ ଏ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର ଇନ୍ ଏ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ତ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମ୍ୟାନେଜର ହିସାବରେ କାମ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଅବଭିୟସଲି ଅଶୋକ ସାର୍ଙ୍କର ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ ଫାଇଲ ପଡିଛି ଇଜ ଗୋଇଂ ଟୁ ସାଇନ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ୟୁ ଟୁ ଡୁ ଅଲ୍ ଦ ଥିଙ୍ଗସ ଏଟା ବି ଆପଣ କରନ୍ତୁ ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଆପଣ ରୋଷେଇ ବି କରୁଛନ୍ତି ଇଟ୍ ୱିଲ୍ ଟେକ୍ ସମ୍ ଟାଇମ ସୋ whenever you are doing something and somebody is calling me in the middle of the work will you go? You don't want to go because you cannot leave it. So that is something called tired of. Try to understand. You are doing your work and you are in middle of the work. ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କାମଟା ଯେକୌଣସି କାମ you are doing a file work or you are doing a programming or you are playing or you are cooking or you are doing anything that you cannot simply leave it midway. ଅଧାରୁ ଛାଡ଼ିକି ଯାଇପାରିବେନି. That is something content for you. You are supposed to do that. And in that particular situation, my friends, you are going to use something called tied up. The busy doing something that you cannot stop. Can you stop cooking? Impossible for you. It is in the halfway. Will you just okay? I'm just putting it off and I'm going here and there. No, you cannot do like this. Okay. So there are certain things you are supposed to do that you think called tied up. Okay. Just give two examples I've given you here. Can you meet today? Sorry, I'll be tied up for the day because I know that I'll be busy in all the work at office. So what about tomorrow? Okay. Example, I'm tied up right now. I'll be free in an hour. So like that, there are so many examples are there. Like whenever you are free, something called you are free, you are not free right now, or you will be completely busy, you will be completely that also. So in two situations, you are supposed to use tied up. Don't use the word busy. Believe me, busy is a very common word. And that doesn't, augur well whenever you speak English. ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସ୍ପୋକନ ଇଂଲିଶ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣ ବିଜି ଜାଗାରେ ଟାଇଡ ଅଫ୍ କାହିଁ ଲଗେଇ ପାରିବେନି ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଦ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ଆଜି ମୁଁ କିଛି ଓଡିଆରେ ବି ମଧ୍ୟ କହିବି ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ରିଲେଟ୍ ୟୋର ଡେ ଟୁ ଡେ ଲାଇଫ ମନେକର ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ଆଇ ଏମ୍ ବିଜି ରାଇଟ୍ ନାଉ you can say I'm tired of right now. So what is the difference? There's no difference at all. But in the meantime, whenever this is an expression for you, and this particular expression is going to help you to speak English naturally. Okay, this is the first one, tired of. And I want everybody should use this word particularly. The second thing is yes.
Sir, tired means ତ ଗୋଟେ ଥକି ଯିବା ଗୋଟେ tired.
That is ସେଟା ହଉଛି this is called not tired. This is called a tired of. TIED.
ନା tired ଗୋଟେ ଯୋଉ ଥକି ଯିବା I am tired.
One minute. This one you are talking, sir. This is when you turn tired. TIRED. But look at this tired of. This is called tired. So there's a difference in spelling. The way you speak also.
Pronouns
so that's very important.
Pronouns the same as no? Tired.
Can you guess, madam? This is tired of. Tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of. Tired. It is coming the same way? No, not at all. It never comes. You cannot say like, ma'am, how can you say, I am tired of. I am tired of. I am tired. So they are not pronunciation having the same pronunciation. Pronunciation is completely different. So this is something called tired. Whenever you are telling, I'm tired right now. I'm tired. I'm tired of. So there's a difference. You can check it out. Okay, so here whenever you say this one and this one is completely different, this is called tired of. Whenever you are trying to speak something, you can say I'm tired of, I'm tired of. But here you can say I'm tired. You have to just lengthen your speech a little bit. Here I'm tired of, real, I'm sorry, I'm tired of, tired of, I'm here tired, I'm completely tired, tired, right? So obviously they are not equal. Okay, so this is something called, I am tired of right now, that means you're busy. So don't use busy most of your conversation. Because I want to make something called natural speaker. तो जो ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ ନୂଆ ୱାର୍ଡ ଜାଣୁଛନ୍ତି, it is my sincere suggestion, please use it. Okay, so the first one is called tied off. Okay, the second one is something called bad connection. So what do you mean by bad connection? Try to understand the point. Bad connection means sometimes whenever you are trying to speak, everybody are facing the same problem. Suppose you are staying somewhere else where the network connection signal is very weak, mobile signal is very weak. So sometimes whenever you speak, it goes off and goes down, goes off, goes down. କେତେବେଳେ ତ ଭଲ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି, କେତେବେଳେ ଜମା ଶୁଭା ଯାଉନି. It happens like yesterday also happens whenever I taking your class. So that is something called, on the phone connection. So that is called a bad connection. You cannot say like, sometimes you're telling I have a network issue. Every time you are using the word network issue, network issue. No, don't say like this. Always have a specific vocab for a particular situation. ଆପଣ କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା ହଉଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣଙ୍କର କନେକ୍ସନ ଟା ଅନ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଅଫ୍ ହଉଛି, ମାନେ ଆପଣ କେତେବେଳେ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉଛି, କେତେବେଳେ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉନି, ଏମିତି ହଉଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କର. ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ହାପନିଂ ଟୁ ୟୁ ଏଭ୍ରି ଟାଇମ୍. ସପୋଜ ମୁଭିଂ ଇନ୍ ଏ ରିମୋଟ ଏରିଆ, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କଲ୍ କରିବି ଟୁ ଏନିବଡି, ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ସାର୍ ଟିକେ ଶୁଭା ଯାଉନି ମତେ ଠିକରେ, ତାର ଅପ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡାଉନ ହଉଛି. ୟୁ ଆର୍ ଟେଲିଂ ନା ଅପ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡାଉନ, ଅପ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଡାଉନ. So that is something called a bad connection. That is how you are supposed to speak English properly. Okay, you can, this is a bad connection, I can't hear you very well, could you please repeat that? Suppose whenever you're trying to, it's up and down, up and down, that is called a bad connection actually. ଆପଣ କିନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ ୱାର୍ଡ କହନ୍ତି, sir I have some network issue, I have some network issue. That's not the right way to speak English. That is thing ଯେମିତି ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ନା, myself ଅଶୋକ କୁମାର ବୁଝ. So that is, myself is not used, you know very well. Exactly same way we are trying to get some words that is not related to English. ଆମେ ଆମ ହିସାବରେ ଇଂଲିଶ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, but you speak just like a natural speaker. You are supposed to speak, ଆପଣ ଯୋଉ ଏଜ ରେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ପଢୁଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଏମିତି ପଢିବା ଦରକାର ଯେ ଯୋଉଟା କି କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟଲି କରେକ୍ଟଲି ଜାଣି, ଆଉ ଥରେ ଆପଣ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଟାଇମ ଯେମିତି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ ଆପଣ ନିଜକୁ ନିଜେ ସୁଯୋଗ ଦିଅନ୍ତୁ ନାହିଁ. Don't give that opportunity to speak or learn English once more. You always think this is my last platform, so learn the right word. Okay, so whenever there's an unclear phone connection, that you can say I have a bad connection, right? The third one, let me complete it everything, then I'll come to you. The third one is called get cut off. Do you know get cut off? Sometimes whenever you are trying to speak to somebody, there is a call drop. ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଥିବେ call drop ମାନେ disconnect ହେଇଯାଉଥିବ, and again you are trying to connect it, again disconnect ହେଇଯାଉଥିବ, and you are trying to connect it, and that is something called get cut off. You can say, sorry sir, like did you disconnect the call? No sir, I'm getting cut off, I'm getting cut off. So whenever I say I'm getting cut off, that means your phone connection is completely, it is something you are losing connection very frequently. You are losing connection very frequently. That happens all the things. That happens most of the time. This is a very common phenomenon these days, because whether you are in Bhubaneswar or you are any part of the world, whenever you are trying to speak, there is a call drop. Whenever there is a call drop, you say again network connection. Don't say network connection issue. That's, you have to use a particular vocab that is called getting cut off. I'm sorry, I don't know, like I'm getting cut off, or let me call you after some time. This area is good perhaps, that's why I'm getting cut off. That is called a bad connection. When the voice is up and down, that is called a bad connection. Whenever you are losing the connection in telephone connection, that is called getting cut off. The two words you can use. Okay, and third one is called get sidetracked. Get sidetracked. One छोटी example दूँगी, let me tell something in Oriya, then you can speak the same in English. Suppose ମୁଁ ଅଶୋକ ସାରଙ୍କୁ ବା ଜୟନ୍ତୀ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କହିଥିଲି, ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ମୁଁ 5 minutes ପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଫୋନ କରୁଛି, now the class is over and I am completely free, I feel, ତ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଯେ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ବା ଭବାନୀ ସାରଙ୍କୁ କହିଲି ସାର୍ ମୁଁ 9:30 ରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କଲ୍ କରୁଛି, ତ ଭବାନୀ ସାର୍ was waiting for my call. So in the meantime, I was, completely tied up with something. So when I was completely tied up with something, तो सही समय कौन होला, like मते भवानी सर पुणी just he is going to give me a, तो सही समय सर आपण मते कहिथिले कॉल करिया पे, तो मु कोन कहबी सर ओडिया रे कोन, ओ सॉरी सर मु भूली जाइथिली. Yes, that's the word you are going to use. तो भूली जाई नथिली मु actually मो attention टाକୁ मु distract कर देइथिली because I was tired of it something, so I really got what exactly I have promised. So that is something called distracted. So whenever you are trying distracted for some things you are supposed to do but could not do, this is something called get sidetracked. This is something called get sidetracked. ଆମେ କଣ କହୁଛେ sorry sir ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଭୁଲି ଯାଇଥିଲି. No, you are, how will you forget it yaar? Because you are busy and you are sidetracked, you are distracted. There is something called distraction, there is called forget. There are two words are there. आमे डायरेक्ट ओडिया रो इंग्लिश हुए तो आपण ओडिया जहा कले ठीक मु भूली जाइतिली आपण ठीक कहउछन ओडिया रे, इंग्लिश रे ताकू आपण कहउछन यू फॉरगेट काई ना डायरेक्ट ओडिया रो इंग्लिश कर दउछन आपण. दैट इज समथिंग कॉल्ड ए सिम्पटम्स लाइज इनसाइड यू. आ जो समय रे आपण कोन करछन आई फॉरगॉट योर नेम, आई फॉरगॉट इट. नो, यू आर नॉट फॉरगेट, यू डिस्ट्रैक्टेड. बहुत जगह होउची देखंतु आपण माने रोसे करथिबे लाइक मैडम माने रोसे करथिबे, धरन गोटे कॉल आसिला तो से तरकारी पड़ी जीवनी, तो तमाने ये भूली जाई नथिले माने ये जो फोन में से एते बिजी रही गले, sometimes you forget. So that is something called getting distracted, and getting distracted from the important work is called get sidetracked. I can say I'm sorry sir, I got sidetracked for quite some time. I got sidetracked. That's the right word you are supposed to use. Look, I have given an example here. You burn the dinner. Suppose wife and husband, the talking is happening between wife and conversation happening between wife and husband. Husband कहउछन्ति wife को a, you burn the dinner. Dinner ta pudi jai like no, a lot of things curry and other things. Yes, while I was cooking, my mother called me off. ମୋ ମା ସମର କଲ୍ କରିଥିଲେ, so I got sidetracked. ତ ମୋ ମାଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଏତେ ମାନେ କଥାରେ ଜମି ଯାଇଥିଲି ଯେ ମୁଁ really I was completely distracted. The given another example, I could not finish my homework. There was a good movie on TV, so I got sidetracked. The same thing can happen with you. Suppose आपण भाबुचंती 5 मिनिट पर जिबा पई बट गोटे फाइनल गेम ओवर इंडिया पाकिस्तान मैच होची, देखिबे आपण सेठी हुक हे जिवे. So in the meantime, very important work जोटा आपण करिवार थिला, you are completely forgetting it, and that is something called got sidetracked or get sidetracked, right? So you can say, suppose the same example I want to give. Suppose I promised Ashok sir to give a call around 9:30, but I could not call. I was tired of something, or I was busy with my computer programming, or I was busy with something else. So whenever like Ashok sir is going to call me, sir, I believe you told me to call me off, but you did not call me off. That's why I called you. Oh, sorry, sir, I got sidetracked. That you are supposed to say. Kintu ame kon koche, sir, I forgot, I was busy. No, none of the sentence is going to that gap. There is only one word that is going to fill the gap, that is got sidetracked or get sidetracked, depending upon the situation. आपण जेतले मन मन भूली जाउछंती, किछि गोटे जिंस भूली जाउछंती, ए कामटा करिया कथा सेटा छाडी आ गोटे काम करि परनांती. आपण को सर मोर टिके सेरिब्रम प्रॉब्लम अछि, ए प्रॉब्लम अछि, because you are getting sidetracked most of the time. That is something called getting sidetracked. So getting sidetracked is something called distracted from something very important. So you can say like that, I could not finish my homework because there was a movie on TV, I got sidetracked. So that's the right things you are supposed to use. So this is the third one for today. And the fourth one is called gone for the day. That's also very interesting and very, very important things. देखो को situation use करिवे. Let me give you the situation in Noria. प्रथम कथा हला कोन, for example, Muktikant sir and I are working in the same company. We are colleague. We are completely colleague. आमे colleague अछु एटे. तो सेही समय कोन हला मु किछि समय पई बाहर को जाउछि. That is something different. जदि आजि टोटल पाई मु घर को जाउछि रे, अब फेरी बिनी, I am not again going to come back. Then I can say like I am going for the day. मैं कहूँ he has gone. आपण जानि छन the meaning of he has gone. He has gone माने से died. आमे जो वाटा व्यवहार करूछंती, आमे completely ओडिया रो इंग्लिश करूछु. आपण देखंतु, it is very serious nature if you are trying to speak English. आपण तो बुझी जाउछंती ओडिया पिला, मु ओडिया पिला समस्त बुझी जाउछंती. He has gone. Where he has gone? Where he has gone to the market? No, he has gone home. Do you know that he has gone home? You have not sure. बट आज से ऑफिस रो लास्ट टाइम पे बर्तमान पंच मारी की जाइछन तमाने से कुआडे गले जानि he has gone for the day. That means it is say that whenever you are going to use the expression when somebody will not come back for the day अपन जेतले चारटा बेले आपनकर ऑफिस सरी जाय whenever it's over, so what exactly are going to do? You are trying to just give a thumb impression. If is there biometric at your office, then you are simply quitting office and you are going for the day. So that is something called gone for the day. I'm going for the day. He has gone for the day. Like that, you can use various sentences at the right time. So could I speak to Mr. Smith? Sorry, he has gone for the day. He has gone for the day. मैंने से आज दिन पे से बर्तमान विदाय नहीं जाइछन्ती घर को. I'm not sure whether he'll come or not, but tomorrow you can meet him. किंतु हमें ठीक हमको he has gone. He has gone and he has gone for the day. It's completely different scenario. He has gone upon जेतले कहिबे like perhaps the person died. Believe me, that's the right word. But you can say gone for the day. Suppose मु आपण देखंतु बर्तमान right now आम ऑफिस रे बर्तमान 5टा हला. Think like this. We all are colleagues. So I am the manager. I'm telling sir, it's time for me. I have to go. Then say समर मते sir पचेरे sir कोन आपण जाउ? Yes, I'm going for the day. I am going for the day means I will not come back office. I am logging out. The same things like that. So gone for the day is an expression you can use for somebody or for yourself when you don't want to come back to the office on the same day. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ସେଇ ଦିନ ଆସିବାର ସମ୍ଭାବନା ନାହିଁ, you are just like punch out and you're going. That is something called, you are going for the day. So that is something, another expression you are supposed to use. The next one, that is called goof around. So what do you mean by goof around? So goof around is something, okay, to spend time doing nothing important or doing silly or playful things. आपण जानिछंती most of the time whenever you are in office, आपण office जेतले जाउछंती, whether you are a teacher, you are a businessman, you are an accountant, you are a manager, whatever it may be, you are doing some work because a lot of work is piling up for you. Pile has been piling for you. But whenever you are at home on a Sunday and some other day, what exactly you do? You do nothing, right? You just mingle here and there, sometimes watering plant. So nothing particular happens. So you can say that if I'll ask you, suppose I am calling to anybody, sir, आज आपण कोण करथिले की आपण को nothing sir, I am doing nothing, sitting idle. So this is something called not ordinary English. What is the exact word? You can say I'm goofing around. I'm goofing around. Nothing sir, I'm goofing around. So go around means you are doing nothing very important. You are doing something, but that's not important. Sometimes you're going here and there, going to market again, coming back, going to friend's house and coming back. Nothing important happens on the same day. Though physical activities are there, but that's not intended for any important work. You are simply doing anything. It is not going to help you out. Or it is not a productive work. The word productive work. Important work. Okay. So that is called goofing around. देखिए exam समय पिला माने कौन करते हैं बुलाबुली करते हैं. So you can say your daughter, son, or brother, anybody. Why are you goofing around? Don't you know that exam is around the corner? There is an exam for you tomorrow, right? Why are you goofing around? Goofing around माने तमे किछि को ना याड पळे जाउछ, सैड पळे जाउछ, टीवी टिके देखि दउछ. Why you are doing like that? You are not doing anything important. So that is called goof around. And that's a very pretty important, very crucial, something called expression you can use for your day life. Okay. Just step out. That's also very important. देखंतु आपण ऑफिस रे बसचंती मो कहि छेडा सब ऑफिस वोकैबुलरी डे टू डे वोकैबुलरी ओडा को आपण यूज करंतु ऑफिस रे. सपोज राइट नाउ Jayanti ma'am is a just like field officer in a company, in an NGO or in where is. So madam paying just 2 minute, I'm his senior boss, like I'm just sitting there. Madam कहे जे sir 2 minute में बाहर को जाउछी. I'm just going. Madam गले. तो सही समय आउ जने आसी मते पचाउछंती where is Jayanti ma'am? I want to meet her. So I can say he has just stepped out. He has just stepped out. Just stepped out. That means he went for a short while. Just stepped out means he went for a short while. Would I speak to Mr. Raj? He has just stepped out of his office. Stepped out means just he has gone for a short while, for a short time. He has gone for a short time. So amme kon कहउछंती he has gone. That's a problem. He has gone outside. That's a problem. That's not right vocabs. आपण कहबे सर केमती हेलानी आपण केमती जानले he has gone outside. आपण को से बाहर को जाइछंती. तो जाइछंती माने past present perfect. he has gone bahar ko mane outside, so you are doing the translation. Mu seta more thili apan don't use translation. We have so many expressions are there, so why you use the translation process whenever a lot of expression is there? If I want to go aji motel, for example, it's right on 9 o'clock, I can say, guys, hello, I am just going for the day. That means I'm logging out. So ଆପଣ କହିବି sir ମୁଁ 2 ମିନିଟ ପାଇଁ ଟିକେ ଯାଇକି ଆସିବି, can I just say, just stepping out for, I'm just stepping out for 2 minutes, I'll back very soon. Stepping out, that means going for a short while. So that you are supposed to use. Okay. The next one is called ICO point. When you can use this one? Look, we have been discussing a lot of things. Suppose I am describing my problems to anybody of you. Suppose some of you are my best friends, ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଡାକି ମୋ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ ମୁଁ କହୁଛି, ତ ଆପଣ ତ ବୁଝିପାରୁଥିବେ, ଆପଣ କେମିତି ଓଡିଆରେ କୁହନ୍ତି ଠିକ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି ଆପଣ ଯାହା କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଓକେ ମୁଁ କଣ କରିପାରିବି, ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି, ଲାଇକ ତ ଏକ୍ସାକ୍ଟଲି ଆପଣ କୁହନ୍ତି yes I can understand, right? But do you know that how the British and American people actually say in that particular situation? ସେଇ ସିଚୁଏସନ ରେ ଆପଣ ଓଡିଆରେ ଯେମିତି କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ହେଲା ମୁଁ ଆସିଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ, ଏନିବଡି ଲାଇକ ମୁଁ ଲାଇକ ଆପଣ ମାନଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିଲି ଆଣ୍ଡ ପ୍ରକାଶ ସାର୍ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିକି ମୁଁ କହୁଛି ସାର୍ ମତେ ଟିକେ କହିବେ କି ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଏମିତି ମୋର ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ହେଇଗଲା, ଆପଣ ସମବେଦନା ଜଣାନ୍ତି ମତେ, ରାଇଟ? ୟୁ ଗିଭ୍ ଏ ଲଟ୍ ଅଫ କନସୋଲେସନ। ଠିକ ଅଛି ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି, ଭଲସେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି କଥାଟା, ମୁଁ କିଛି ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ କରିବି, ଏଇଟା ତ ଓଡିଆରେ ଆପଣ କହିଥିଲେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାକୁ ଇଂଲିଶ ରେ କହିଲେ ଆପଣ କଣ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ଟ୍ରାନ୍ସଲେସନ ଟି କରୁଛନ୍ତି। yes I understand sir. No, don't say I see your point. I see your point. Whenever you say I see your point, you become something called a natural speaker, gifted speaker, native speaker, and that is the right kind of words at the right say situation re mu କହିଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କୋଉ ସିଚୁଏସନ ରେ କୋଉ ଏକ୍ସପ୍ରେସନ ଟା ୟୁଜ କରିବି, and this is the situation. ଆପଣ କଣ କାହାକୁ ଜଣାଉନାହାନ୍ତି ଦୁଃଖ, କି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଦୁଃଖ ଜଣାଉନି, ଜଣେଇଲା ପରେ ଆପଣ କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ହଁ yes I understand. Don't you say I understand. Understand, do you know understand meaning? Understand means you are trying to explain something to me, I am trying to, that is called understand. ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏଠି ମ୍ୟାଥମେଟିକ୍ସ ଶିଖେଇଲି বা ମୁଁ କିଛି ଫ୍ରେଜାଲ ଭର୍ବs କହିଲି, ମୁଁ କହିଲି sir do you understand it? yes sir I understand. But ଏଠି ଆପଣ understanding କିଛି ନାହିଁ, you are trying to get the feelings of the, you are trying to get the pulse of that person. So that is I see your point. The feelings ଆପଣ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି, so feelings ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ବୁଝୁଛନ୍ତି, it's the right word, I see your point, and it's an expression for that particular situation. If you don't know that all the things, then how can you speak English? Spoken English is not it's really a cakewalk unless until you are using the right kind of. Okay. Next one is something called stuck in the traffic. ଆପଣ ତ ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି ଏଟା। Do you know the meaning of, ଆପଣ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଟ୍ରାଫିକ ରେ ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ନା ଟ୍ରାଫିକ ରେ ଫସି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ କହୁନାହାନ୍ତି ଫୋନ କରିକି ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଡେରି ହବ, ମୁଁ ଟ୍ରାଫିକ ରେ ଫସି ଯାଇଛି, ତ ଓଡିଆରେ ଫସି ଯାଇଛି ବୋଲି କହୁଛନ୍ତି, ବଟ୍ ତା ଇଂଲିଶ ର particular meaning ହଉଛି stuck in the traffic. So whenever, like you cannot, suppose this is my vehicle, neither I can go forward, I can go backward, I'm stuck. It is like my stop. Sometimes your mobile got stuck also. ଆପଣ କିଛି ହଉନି, ଆପଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି hang ହେଇଗଲା, what hang ହେଇଗଲା, what do you mean by hanging there? My mobile got stuck. That's how people of America and Britain say. I'm sorry, ଆପଣ ଦେଖୁଥିବେ ମୋବାଇଲ ମାନେ କିଛି କାମ କରୁନଥିବ, like no buttons are working, it remains static. Then you have to take out the battery, you have to disassemble it, then you have to take out the battery, reinsert it once more, then it will work. And it's something called got stuck. I'm sorry, my mobile got stuck. Sometimes you feel upon mind काम करनी, your mind is not working properly, you can say mind got stuck. So what do you mean by got stuck? So whenever you are in a traffic jam, you cannot go forward, you cannot go backward, that you are stuck. So I'm sorry, look at the example I've given you. Sorry, I'm late, I was stuck in the traffic for an hour. Like that you can use. So whenever you are in a traffic situation, you are not moving forward or going backward, you can say I'm stuck in a traffic, I'm stuck. So that's why I could not come office in time, right? The next one is called, that's a very pretty things. এটা ଆପଣ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି, ଆପଣ ଯେତେ ଓପିନିଅନ ଦିଅନ୍ତି, forget about, don't look at it, try to understand me what exactly. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆପଣ ଓପିନିଅନ ଦିଅନ୍ତି, whenever you are trying to air your opinion or views, ଆପଣ ତାକୁ କେମିତି ବ୍ୟବହାର କରନ୍ତି, ଗୋଟେ adjective ଲଗେଇବେ, suppose how was the dance, wow it was superb. ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ dance program enjoy କରୁଛନ୍ତି, and in that particular situation you are going there, you are trying to enjoy the movie, or you are ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିବି I'm with you, how is the dance, wow it was superb. wonderful, beautiful, like that. You are using the adjective and putting the it is beautiful, it is marvelous, it is humongous. Suppose you are playing, you are looking at a shot played by Virat Kohli. Suppose you are a cricket enthusiast. So what you can say, wow, it was a fantastic shot, like that. So fantastic is an adjective. So like that, you are. It is fantastic. It is beautiful. You are tasting some food. You are telling it is delicious. You are looking at some. Oh, wow, it's gorgeous. Like that, you are using a lot of vocabs. But believe me, the moment you can use the vocabs, what you can say, wow, it sounds great. It sounds good. You are supposed to use that plus sound with adjective. The same situation. But how the American people, already, like there is something called British English, something called American English. And 95% American people is, oh, that sounds good. Suppose ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଦେବି ଯେ ସାର୍ ଏମିତି ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ପିକନିକ ଯିବା ଏମିତି ବୁଲିବା ସେମିତି କରିବା ଲାଇକ୍ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେଇଟା ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା so how we are going to say oh that sounds good, that sounds good, or that sounds pretty, that's the suppose ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଗୋଟେ ମ୍ୟୁଜିକ ଶୁଣାଉଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା you can say wow it was a beautiful song, you are calling it oh it is beautiful song, wow it sounds beautiful, that's you are supposed to say it sounds beautiful, that becomes an expression. Upon ଯୋଉଟା କହୁଛନ୍ତି that's called very ordinary English. You are trying to transform yourself to a native speaker. So ମୁଁ already ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିଦଉଛି like we are going to assemble on Monday, we are going to use all sorts vocabs and try to speak something. ମୁଁ board କୁ ଆସିବି and you have to speak something. Believe me, बहुत मजा है ସେଦିନ like you can speak English, literally everybody can speak English. I have a different formula for everybody, so we are going on that day and trying to find out. So before that we have taken 10 such expressions. This is called expression. Expression means group of words, okay, and it is making you a natural speaker. Right now it's time for you to ask me any questions if you wish or you have any doubt, ask me.